Hi, this is Rick Harsh. I suppose we could call this my master class. I haven't been doing much of those lately, but you know, I found out that some people thought they were, like real master classes, and of course, they had the wit to skip them. Why the fuck would I want to watch a master class? Rick Harsh on writing. If they knew me, they'd know that I hate that kind of thing, and I only did it to make fun of the people who did it. This is these arrogant motherfuckers. Oh well, you know. So anyway, uh, I think we'll call this a master class because we're talking about a masterpiece. Um, I've been dreading this. I've been dreading this for well, I don't know. I think since I read it, um, I when I read this book, I read it in 5 days to be the first to read it, and Corona Samizdat, my press, published it, and I knew all along that we had something special or whatever. And you just have to open it and go to the first drawing that you find, and now I can't find a drawing, to know that you're dealing with a masterpiece. Um, what book has um, cause to have a Dick Cheney, what is it, a particle accelerator? It's been almost a year now since I've read it. I should have read it again because it's one of those books that, it actually is easier to read than you think. But when you read it a second time, you realize that you missed um, innumerable things because it's so engaging and so mind blowing, and that you just it's hard to believe that it's actually got more to offer. And I think I probably of all the books I've ever read, this one is the most uh, deserving and needs most a second read. Um, and I'm not, the reason I've been dreading it is that it's so hard to capture what this book, which is a phenomenon, um, does. And I think the best way to capture it is to scroll through Instagram and maybe Goodreads, I don't know, and read all of the reviews. I have never witnessed such a phenomenon. Um, the number of people who find it life altering. I mean, my favorite book is Moby Dick, and also I would say Alvaro Mutis's Adventures of Mackerel. But neither one of them altered my life. They just contributed to the way that literature um, fulfills my life, and you know. But this book has people, saying incredible things about what it does for their life, the inspiration of it. And it's not necessarily a happy book, it's a warning. And it's not a new warning. The basic thing is, the efforts of oligarchs, autocrats, money grubbers, whatever, to stamp out creativity. And you find a lot of the best science fiction deals with that kind of thing. It's not just 1984. There are a bunch of them, and more lately. People are really afraid for the future of the planet, and they should be. But this book offers, in its expression of creativity, in its demonstration of the possibilities of creativity and community convergences, that offer a potential way out for human beings of the mess that a very few have created for the very, 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 very many. The reason I'm doing this, even though I don't wanna, is because last night we sold the 500th copy. My little press in Slovenia has sold 500 copies of the book by this guy, Philip Friedenberg. And I don't know how to celebrate it other than to, I have to make a video. There's the illustrator, Jeff Walton, carrying the Rick Harsh, I'm Rick Harsh, the Rick Harsh homunculus, which I guess I have to do a little advertisement. We had already decided to do a golden anniversary, the 1 year anniversary of the publication of the book, which was on my birthday, May 17th, because we like convergences. And so we're doing, we're putting out a limited edition gold copy, and it's actual gold. The cover is actually, the process for doing gold flake is much too much for us, but we are actually having, this is the actual gold cover. I don't know about colors and how they appear and so on, but it's gorgeous. You can look inside and see gold, 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 gold. Now I know why they go crazy. Gold! We found gold! Well, people are finding gold in this, and one of the things that they're finding is that now Friedenberg, when he conceived this, he was buying my Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas, and it was coming to him in the mail, and he decided to write something about waiting for that book to come in the mail. So my book takes, it has a part in this, but, and I knew that, but what I didn't know is the part I would have in it. I become a homunculus. We have this golden anniversary edition is going to have there are going to be 100 of them. They will be numbered 1 through 100, and that's it. But also with them, these geniuses, Walton and Friedenberg, have come up with this amazing insert. I think it's out of hard plastic, but I'm not sure. But you have to go to Instagram to their site. You'll see the insert. It's going to be signed by those two and by me. That was the only way we could get to have all three of us sign it. But they didn't stop there. They also have a golden Rick Harsh homunculus sticker and 3 or 4 other things that you get if you buy the one of the first 100 copies of this book. But also on the same day, we're going to republish David Miller, philosophy professor who was a good friend of mine, is a good friend of mine. He's in his early 80s and doing just fine, thank you. And he wrote a book called Philosophy of Creativity. I happened to mention it. Maybe I saw it on my shelf or something, and I mentioned it to Friedenberg while he was writing this, and then suddenly that he became central to the book, and Friedenberg got his book, read his book, loved his book, and realized how it fit in to the theme that he was the themes that he was expressing. Now, I've been going over some thoughts lately about phenomenal books that are phenomena. One of them that people talk about, and I'll only give one example, is Infinite Jest. That is a phenomenon because it's about a 1,000-page book with hundreds of pages of a couple hundred pages of footnotes, and yet it became a popular book. I don't know how many it sold, but it could give let's say Danielle Steele a run for her money in copies sold, and yet it was um, it's a maximalist novel, like this is, an experimental to a degree work, and so on. And yet, I have to admit, I've tried reading it 3 times, and I can't get past the first scene of an addict because I believe I left the United States 20 some years ago, and I think the reason that I cannot get sucked into the book Infinite Jest is because I know the content too well. It's much easier for me to get sucked into like if you have the Infinite Jest of Bogota, um, I would be sucked in. It would be unfamiliar territory and so on. But I was so sick of what he's talking about, brilliantly too, because I've read ahead. A couple people trying to get me to read it said, "Oh, read 173. There, read that," and it was fucking hilarious. And he is line by line a better writer than Philip Friedenberg at this point in Friedenberg's life. David Foster Wallace is not an overrated writer. He's a great writer. I can see that. But I, I think that we will find in time that this will be the more important book. I believe it already is. And I think that the effect on people is similar, but I think this one is more powerful and broader and goes beyond one country, one culture. And probably Wallace's does too. But um, that's I've been thinking about this and that comparison for a long time, and I don't think I can say anything brilliant about it. But uh, this book is a miracle.